Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Come Sit With Us. Very happy to have you here with us today at EBS. My name is Steve. I have been out of pocket for a few weeks, and this is my first time back in probably about a month, I think. And I wanted to share with you a little bit of a story, and it'll kind of lead into the idea or the thought today of gratitude. The reason I've been out is we had an unexpected death in our family, and those are always hard for everyone. Everyone goes through a lot. We all have our different stages or ways of grieving, and it can be quite a trying time. And it was all of that, particularly with an unexpected death. It just kind of was a little bit harder. But what was interesting was that as we all hung out with each other and visited and such over the course of the next couple of weeks, that you could tell there was a change. There was a little bit of a difference. And someone brought it up that, when this happens, when you lose somebody, you really have an appreciation for everyone around you, because you don't know how long those relationships are going to be. You don't know when something's going to change. And so the thought or the feeling was just having a deeper appreciation for those in your life. And you can certainly tell that in that the visits were different, obviously so, from the circumstance. But I would say that there was a deeper connection that all of us were trying to get to with that. And we felt like that our brother who had passed away was that passing kind of facilitated all of us trying to make that deeper connection with each other. And then later on, I was talking with my son about this, and we both agreed, it'd be great to be able to have that presence of mind all the time. That appreciation for those that are in our life, and a gratitude of the people in our lives, and we realize that that's just something that's so hard to do on a day-to-day basis unless you really make a practice of it. You really do bring to the forefront this concept or idea of gratitude. And we kind of broadened that thought. The conversation kind of, moved a little bit, and not just the people, but the circumstances that we find ourselves in. And can you have gratitude for that? Particularly that sometimes those circumstances are kind of uncomfortable, or maybe just downright, unfair or hurtful or whatever they might be. Can you still have gratitude for circumstances like that? For people in your life that might be your antagonist, the very thorn in your side, and on and so forth. We all have those folks, in our lives, if you will. And I was reading, Buddha's thoughts on gratitude, and I want to share with you this. This is found in a temple, a Buddhist temple, and it is they called it a prayer, but I don't know, it might be a chant or what. But anyway, in short, here's what it says. May I be given difficulties so that my heart can truly open with compassion. May I be given difficulties. I'm asking for, to be challenged, right? I'm not asking for just a hard time, not just that, but I'm asking to be challenged to face my own shortcomings, if you will, maybe, right? So that I can better understand how to open my heart with compassion. And if I can do that, then perhaps, maybe, I have this attitude of being grateful for what's in front of me, so to speak. If you think about that just a little bit, and you start having that sense of being grateful for all of our circumstances and our surroundings, the things that challenges us, that sometimes forces us to grow, even kicking and screaming when we don't want to, but forces us to grow, and we develop a deep appreciation for that, then we kind of participate in the process of growth versus resisting the process of growth because we don't want to ever be challenged. We want to be kind of left alone, let things kind of be nice and quiet and all that sort of stuff. But one of the primary teachings of Buddha, as we all know, is that suffering is going to happen in your life. There's just no way around that thing. It is just part and parcel with the whole thing. And if you are going to go through the suffering, then can you go through it with an attitude that allows the suffering to facilitate personal growth, to open up your heart, maybe to find more compassion for the very thing that you used to spit on and thought was stupid and all that stuff? Can this process kind of unfold with your participation versus our resistance? And I say these things because I have tended to find that when my meditation practice kind of goes through cycles. All of us do that. Sometimes we go through periods of being very dedicated to our practice, and other times we forget about it altogether. And sometimes there's so much resistance to it, and all of that. And I find sometimes that when I have these periods where I become very dedicated to my practice, I find that my life tends to sometimes have this quality that's are these circumstances that are very challenging for me. And it's like they kind of go hand in hand. The deeper I dive into meditation, the more I have to learn how to open up my heart, because I am faced with those difficulties in my own personal self, in my life, and what have you. And it causes me to have to evaluate more about my life, what I have, and such. Someone's calling. That's funny. Someone's calling for a FaceTime chat or something like that. That's hilarious. Love that. Reading about gratitude, it was interesting in that from the Buddhist perspective, at least in this particular article that I was reading, that gratitude is connected with the qualities of patience, of being more fully present and in the moment. And as we become more cognizant of the challenges that we face internally and around us, and we become more cognizant of opening ourselves up to those challenges, then perhaps what's happening is we're developing a progressive state of mindfulness that's there. And so all of this kind of, big ball of wax kind of thing, in that as I have recently experienced with family loss, that things happen, and sometimes when I have that meditative mind set going on, I learn so much and I grow so much from it. If all I have going on is my monkey mind, then really all I can see is the hurt and the loss and all of those sort of things. And so sometimes when things are kind of forcing me to have to pay attention, I really do try to be more protective of my meditation practice, more dedicated to my meditation practice. And I try to do those things in order to rise to the moment, if you will, So anyway, long story short, the thought is of gratitude. And today's meditation is, what would it be like? What would it feel like? Could you imagine what it would be like to have an open heart, non-judgmental, right? Truly open, and to see all the things around you, going on, be it good, be it bad, and to look across that landscape and to have a sense of gratitude for all those things that come your way, both great things, wonderful people, people that love you, people that are close to you, as well as all those things, those people that truly challenge you and such. I had read a thing one time, and this person was saying that it's not the people that aggravate him. He understood they're just being who they are. What they show me are the triggers that I have. Or another way of saying it, they show me the buttons that I have out there that still can be pushed. And thus they become my teachers in a sense. So let's today try to imagine that. We're going to do just a very simple meditation as we always do. And just do a little bit of a body scan and then a visualization exercise. And just as a reminder, anytime that you do a visualization exercise, sometimes what will happen is you'll get to a certain point and that you kind of feel that sense of balance. You feel that sense of, oh. And you just kind of hang at that point and just kind of let it expand out and let it bring its own gifts, if you will, to you. Okay? All right. So I'm in a chair, as I most always am, and if you're in a chair or on a cushion, what we look for is a relaxed posture and one where we're sitting straight. And if you are like me, we're not going to try to sit like, rigid. We're just going to be relaxed. And as always, as when I sit to meditate, and as soon as I start paying attention, it's like the first step for me is my awareness shifts to my body, almost like the first thing. And I begin to notice where I'm tight at, where I'm loose at. I start to become aware of my breathing a little bit more. And as I do, I start to slow that down a little bit. And I just become more aware of my physical presence on that chair, on that cushion, in that room. And that is like the first step. So let's just do that, if you will. Let's just take a few deep breaths and just allow our minds to settle for a second and just to bring our awareness to our bodies. What does your back feel like? Your chest, your arms, your legs. They feel tight? They feel loose? Can you feel if you have tension? And if you do, can you just take a deep breath and just breathe out? Allow that tension to dissipate. And let's just do a simple body scan. Let's just start with our legs. Let's just take a couple of breaths and see if we can relax those muscles. Let them soften. Feel the release. Bring your attention now up to your lower back. Take a few deep breaths. See if you can allow that area to open up a little bit. Take another deep breath and bring your attention up to your chest. Now with the next several breaths, feel this area open, relax. And see if you can feel kind of an expansiveness as you allow this to relax. Bring your attention up to your forehead and feel your brow. Just relax and just open. And breathe through that area. Okay. We're going to try a simple exercise of gratitude. And what we're going to do is to sit and to imagine our heart wide open, full of compassion, with gratitude. And then focus on some of the people in your life. And just hold them in that state of gratitude that you have. So just kind of see it. See your heart open. Feel the compassion that's there in an open heart. And now see the people one by one and hold them in a state of gratitude. And we'll do this throughout the next 5 or 10 minutes. All right, let's take a deep breath. Slowly open our eyes. As we do so, let's be cognizant of that space around us, that feeling that we have. I know that sometimes, right out of meditation, I feel particularly a sense of just peace and, good stuff, if you will. And it helps to kind of stay in that space for a bit. Try to bring it into my rest of my day a little bit, So it's interesting to me that, when I practice something that is related to open heart, meaning, open compassion. And I think I am a kind of compassionate person, but then sometimes, like today, for instance, that when that did open, it was like, I felt like it had been shut for a while. And it was kind of like, oh, that door is there to swing out, right? And it was a good practice to do. I guess in the sense of, this is my first time being back here at EBS, like I said, for about a month, and to sit in this room and to meditate, always for me is kind of a special thing, and today no exception. So I guess you could say if I had a sense of gratitude, it is for the opportunity to be here, and also the opportunity to, share with you guys and such. What I miss is hearing back from y'all, because I've been meditating for a number of years, a good part of my life actually, and that I always am humbled by the stories that people share in these meditation groups. Doesn't matter if you've been meditating a couple of days or a couple of lifetimes, that sometimes when we share our experiences with each other, we all benefit from that. So another aspect of gratitude I need to be cognizant of, in a sense. So I hope today's thought is something that you can carry with you a little bit. And like anything, if something about this ring is true to you, then take it and use it and explore it a bit. Let it talk to you. I'm pretty convinced that our first teacher, our home teacher, is always that within us. And if we learn to listen, then sometimes we get the most profound insights that we can only imagine at times, right? And so, like today, if something happens to you, this later today, this week, whatever, and you find it a bit of a challenge, try to turn it around in your mind and say a thank you of gratitude for having the opportunity to see how you can further open your heart with compassion. There's a sense of gratitude for the week, huh? And do that. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for being part of this, and certainly all of us at EBS, really appreciate your support. We're going through trying to make some changes in the building and get ready for an opening, and knock on wood that that's still going to kind of track along, and all we can do is just take it a day at a time. So, okay, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it, and take care. Bye.